I ran a yoga teacher training out of my brick and mortar studio for 15 years, hundreds of graduates, a system that worked, and then I tore the whole thing apart and rebuilt it from scratch online. Here's why. I'm Sage Rountree. I've been teaching yoga for over 20 years, training teachers for more than 15 of those, and writing books about it for most of that time. And the training I'm running right now, Comfort Zone Yoga's 200-hour yoga teacher training, is the most complete version of everything I know about how to teach yoga well. That's not a sales pitch, it's just what happened when I stopped being limited by a room and a schedule. If you want a taste of how I teach, I have a free mini course called Find Your Teaching Voice. Link is in the description. But for now, let me tell you the story. For 15 years, I ran our 200-hour training out of Carolina Yoga Company in Carborough, North Carolina. In-person, weekend-intensive format, trainees would come in Friday evening and we'd go through Sunday afternoon once a month for 8 months. We also ran a weekday program a few times and several 3-week summer intensives. And it was good. I loved it. The energy of a room full of people who are nervous and excited and discovering what it means to teach, there's nothing like it. But here's what I couldn't stop noticing. The format had a ceiling. In the weekend format, we would cover a topic on Saturday morning, and by the time we came back a month later, people needed a refresher. That's not a failure on their part, that's just how learning works. You need repetition. You need time to sit with an idea and come back to it. And there were things I wanted to teach that we just couldn't fit into a weekend, especially business skills, how to actually get hired, how to deal with imposter syndrome, not in a 20-minute talk, but in a way that sticks. When the world went online in 2020, I didn't just move my existing training onto Zoom. I sat down and I started thinking, if I could build this from scratch, if I didn't have to fit everything into weekends in a room that holds 18 people, what would I build? And the answer was something much bigger and much better than what I've been doing. I recorded the lectures so people could watch them at their own pace and rewatch them. I rewatched them too, and I caught things I wanted to say better, so I re-recorded them. 3 delivery formats, the video, but also private podcast and transcripts, because not everyone learns the same way, and a teacher trainer of all people should know that. I added live cohort sessions for the parts that need real-time interaction, practice teaching, feedback, philosophy discussions, the stuff that only works when you're in a room together, even if that room is a screen. And I built the Prep Station, a post-graduation resource hub, because I'd watched too many graduates finish training and then freeze. 6 months of templates, tools, and access to me and teaching colleagues in the Prep Station, because the certificate is not the finish line. Let me be specific about what actually improved as I rebuilt this. Depth. In a weekend format, I was always watching the clock. Online, I can teach the way I actually think about teaching. The dinner party metaphor for class design, the greatest hits lesson plan, movement optimism, my 642 sequencing framework, all of it gets the time it deserves. The books. I have written several books about teaching yoga. In the studio training, I would reference them. In this online training, they are woven into the curriculum. The Professional Yoga Teacher's Handbook is essentially a textbook for the program, not because I assigned it, but because it is the foundation of everything I teach. Flexibility. Our trainees are adults with jobs and families and lives. The self-paced material means you can study at 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. The live sessions are scheduled and recorded. Nobody has to choose between their kid's soccer game and a training weekend. Community that lasts. In the studio days, cohorts would bond, really bond over those weekends, and then graduation would come and everyone would scatter. Now graduates join The Zone, a community currently of over 2,300 yoga teachers at Comfort Zone Yoga. The bonds don't end when the training does. I'm telling you all of this because I want you to understand something. This training isn't just a slapdash program that I threw together. It is the distilled version of over 20 years of teaching teachers. Started training teachers in 1996 when I was in graduate school. Every module exists because I watched someone struggle with that exact thing and thought, I need to teach this better. Every framework is something I have tested in real classrooms with real students over years and years. That doesn't make it perfect, nothing is, but it makes it honest and it makes it mine. If any of this resonates with you, if you want to know what it feels like to learn from someone who teaches this way, come and start with Find Your Teaching Voice. It's free and it's a real taste of the curriculum. It will tell you pretty quickly whether this is your kind of training. Link is in the description. And if you're already past the exploring stage and you want to see the whole program, the 200-hour training page is linked there too. People ask me whether I miss the studio training. And honestly, I don't, because what I built here is the thing I was always trying to build in that room. I just didn't have the tools yet. Now I do, and I think you will feel the difference.